Well, hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man, and today we are looking at a game from 1977. It's from Parker Brothers, 2 to 4 players. It is called The Muppet Show! Yay! Alright, so it is a 2 to 4 player game, The Muppet Show, and what you're trying to do in this game is you are the Muppets trying to go on stage. But you have 4 different sets of players trying to get to the bottom of the stage and have their set behind them. The first player to have their Muppets at the very front of the stage with their set behind them wins the game. But how do you do that? Well, you have a little script book that comes with the game and these little spinners. And when you spin the act and the scene, and then you look up in your little book, you find out who you're moving, either it's your Muppets or your set, or maybe your opponent's Muppets and sets. And you got to move them a certain amount of spaces. And the first person to get to the very front of the stage with their set behind them wins the game. So let's head on over to the gamers table where I'm going to show you how to play The Muppet Show. Alright, here we are at the gaming table with The Muppet Show. Okay, here we go. So as you see here, we got the board. We also have the rules and the script in one little pamphlet here. You also have the spinners, which act as kind of like dice, I guess you could say. One for the act and one for the scene. We also have the sets. We have all 4 sets that go behind these characters. And you also have teams of 2. We have Miss Piggy and Ralph. You have Statler and Waldorf. You have Scooter and Fozzie Bear, and then you also have Dr. Teeth and Animal. So those are the teams that are trying to get their act on the stage. You can see this is the stage. This is all the good old audience out there trying to watch. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your team of Muppets in the front here and also have the set behind them. So you can see here, which is really cool, you have Ralph and Miss Piggy. As you see right here, it's green top. It actually goes with this green set. And you can see it's kind of like a doctor's background. You can see they're kind of in doctor's outfits here. So they're really cool. Let me show you 2 more here. These 2 I used to love, Waldorf and Statler. Remember them sitting in the balcony where you see there's a blue top. So the blue, and there's their balcony right there. So you're trying to get their set behind Waldorf. So in other words, say Waldorf and Statler are right here. You try to get Statler in this spot, you try to get Waldorf in this spot, and then you're trying to get their set right here behind them. And if you're the first person that does that, you end up winning the game. So let's go. I need to tape these a little better. These are all like folded. You can tell these are a little old. They're from 1977, so I might have to maybe put a piece of tape in there or something, kind of sturdying them up a little bit. But that's what you're trying to do in the game. Let's go ahead and show you how this begins. So let's go ahead and do Waldorf and Statler, since I love those 2. And let's go ahead and go with Miss Piggy and Ralph. So we'll go ahead and put Scooter, Fozzie Bear. You can see these 2 are right here. And their set looks like this. Okay. And then you also have Animal and Dr. Teeth. These 2 right here. And they have, of course, looks like a rock and roll background there. So we're going to go ahead and put these guys away. Like so. So we're going to go ahead and do these 2 and these 2. So we're going to go ahead and take these out of the game here. Okay. And now you see right here, this is the stars' dressing rooms. So you're going to go ahead and place, this is the beginning where you start. See if we can actually see it. There we go. Unfortunately, it's upside down because you're looking towards the stage here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put Statler in his spot. You're going to put Waldorf in his spot. Okay. We're also going to put Ralph and Miss Piggy right there. Okay. So they're going to go in their original spots. And now you're going to see where you're going to put the original set. So you have the green set for Miss Pig and Ralph. This is the starting right here. This is hard right there. And then you have the blue set for Waldorf and Statler. It starts way over here. Okay, just like so. So like I said, you're trying to get these 2 blue players over here. You're trying to get these 2 green players over here. And then you're trying to get the green set here and the blue set here. How do you do that? Well, let me show you. We have the spinner here. You see it has an act and a scene. Once you spin these spinners, then you're going to look into the script. Now, the rules are at the very beginning, and then you have the script all throughout the instruction booklet. At the very beginning of the game, you're going to go ahead and spin the act, and whoever obviously spins the highest gets to go first, and so on. But we're going to go ahead and say that Statler and Waldorf are going to be our first ones here. So what they're going to do is Statler and Waldorf are going to spin the act and spin the scene. So now you have Act 4, Scene 2. So your person on the left is going to look at the script. You are not going to look at your own script. You're going to go ahead and pass this to the player on your left, and they're going to go to Act 4. So when you thumb through here, you got the rules here at the beginning. You see Act 1, Act 2, and so on. So in this case, we're going to go to Act 4, all right? And then we're going to go Scene 2. Move one of your Muppets 2 spaces. Okay, so this tells you I can move either one of my guys 2 spaces. Now, when it comes to the Muppets themselves, you can move them in any direction. You can move them left, you can move them right, you can move them forward, you can move them backward, and you can move them diagonally. The sets can only go left or right, forward, and backward. That's it. Sets cannot go diagonally, okay? So, what they do is they go ahead, whoever's the person on my left is going to say, move one of your Muppets 2 spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2. Okay, so I moved Waldorf up 2. That would be my turn. Now the green team will go ahead and spin, and they spin Act 4, Scene 4. So I'm going to go to the back here, move any set 2 spaces. Now it says move any set. That means I can move my own set 2 spaces, or I can move an opponent's set 2 spaces. So let's just say I want to maybe, this is the green team, maybe I want to make blue a little more difficult. What I can do is I can move it 1, 2. And now I'm partially blocking that set. So it's going to take them a little bit longer to get around that set than it would be for me just to go forward. So that you can move any set, which means you can move any other player's set, unless it tells you to move yours or unless it tells you to move an opponent's. So you got to really pay attention to the wording, how you can do that. So let's just say I use that as my move. Then it would go back over to the blue team. And I was right on the line. Let's try that again. Act 2, Scene 8. So I would go over to Act 2, Scene 8. Move another player's Muppet 1 space. So I can move one of their guys' 1 space. So of course that's not going to do me any good, but Miss Piggy will move 1 space, okay? And so on. You're going to keep doing this, and obviously you can put other players in front of other players. You can try to block other players and all that good stuff. Same with the sets like I did here. You can block another set if you want and that kind of thing. The only thing you got to remember is the sets cannot go diagonally. They can go left to right, forward, backward. They can do all that stuff. They just cannot move diagonally, where the Muppets can move any direction that they want. And obviously you're going to be moving if you have all 4 players, you'll be moving all these sets around, all these Muppets around until finally you manage to get Waldorf over here. You're going to make Statler's going to make his way all the way over here to the front of the stage and then get that set right there. And that is how you would win the game. Same with Miss Piggy and Ralph. You're going to try to get Miss Piggy in her spot. You're going to try to get Ralph here. And you want to try to get that set, which you notice is 1 space closer. But then again, this is 1 space closer as well. So they all have the same amount of spaces when it's all said and done. And that's it. And that's how you do it. You're going to spin the spinner to let you know what the act and scene is. You'll flip it over to whatever act and scene it is. It's going to tell you what to do. You move either yours or your opponent's. And the first player to get to their home spots with their Muppets and the home spot with their set wins the Muppet Show. All right, so let's head on over to the game room, and I will give you my final thoughts. All right, everybody, my final thoughts on the Muppet Show. Well, this was another show that I really, really enjoyed when I was a kid. I did watch the Muppet Show when it was on TV, and I still love the Muppets this day. You kidding me? The Muppet movie? Oh my gosh, come on. The game is very interesting with the spinners and the script book. Very, very different. Very different indeed, but it is a fun little game. I know it's only for, I think it's ages 7 to 14. I'm a kid at heart. I can play this game. Any of us can play this game. But 7 to 14 is a pretty good age. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun to play. Just, one of those things, you just want to play an older vintage game. I think this is a fun one to do. I think it's interesting how you're moving the Muppets around along with the sets. So I have to work on reinforcing those sets because they're really kind of, I mean, they're old. I mean, they're not from 1977, so that tells you it's been, coming up on about 40, 45, 44, 45 years. Yeah, I was going to say, because I'm 48, so 45 years. And geez, the ways, I was, 3 years old when this thing came out? Anyway. But yeah, I like it. I like that the rules and the script, I mean, you have the rules and the script all in one thing. Unfortunately, mine's a little tore up there, but that's okay. At least you can read everything. Nothing is, taken out. It's not apart. I mean, it's still together, which is nice. And some places, they're missing this, they're missing the spinners. So this is almost, I mean, this is in great condition. Great condition. But I like the way they act in the scene. There's no dice and anything like that. There's just not too many moving parts in the game, really. You just got the little, the players. And unfortunately, if you lose one of these, you're kind of, I mean, unless you have 2 or 3 players you kill. But yeah, luckily I have all the pieces with it, along with the rules and script. I can imagine that's probably missing in a lot of games, along with the spinners. But what's cool about the spinners is I act as 1 to 4, scene as 1 to 10. So I guess you could find dice that would have a 4, up to 4, and then up to 10, I guess. I don't know if you're missing the spinner. But just in case you are, the act is from 1 to 4, and then the scene is from 1 to 10, just in case. And that's pretty much it for my review. Let me know if you enjoy the game, if you have it. If you don't have it, it's very colorful. It's really nice. I mean, it's the Muppets. How can you not love the Muppets back in the day? I mean, they were just, the Muppet Show was a huge hit when it came out on TV. And I know some places, like I think Disney last time I know, they had a Muppet 3D show, which was pretty cool. So it's great to see that they're still out there. Probably not, I don't know if they're as popular as they are now. Maybe some people might not even know what the Muppets are because they don't seem to be out there as much as they used to be. Because back in the 70s and 80s, holy cow, it was all about the Muppets, all about John Denver singing his songs with them. I mean, I remember all that stuff. So it was good times. So let me go ahead and give the Muppet Show a thumbs up. It's another one of those nostalgic games, which not going to be a game I'm going to break out all the time. Hey, let's play the Muppet Show. But, if maybe you have a friends come over and they're kind of checking out, and you're like, oh my gosh, you have the Muppet Show? Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's break it out and let's play it. It's one of those kind of games, you know what I mean? So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Muppet Show episode. And, as always, happy gaming!